Hello, sweet angels. How are you? So, I wanted to hop on video and explain to you why I recently changed the name of my business, of my temple, of my brand, whatever you would like to call it. For me, it's my business temple. Um, from Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon to the Dolphin Rose Temple. And I've been operating, I don't know how long you've been tuning in for me. Maybe you've been with me for many years. I don't know, maybe this is the first video you're ever seeing from me. But for many years, probably, I don't know, 5, 6 years, I have been operating under the name Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. My Facebook group, my Instagram, Sisters of the Mermaid Moon. That's sort of what people knew me as. And yeah, I switched it up. The Dolphin Rose Temple. We really birthed, this new energy, this new frequency, this new name. And I wanted to give you a backstory of why that happened. So I'm going to take you, in order to do this, I'm going to take you on a little story time adventure with me. And the story starts in Costa Rica, probably about 9 months ago now. This was August 2021. And I was in Costa Rica, I was in Puerto Viejo on the Caribbean coast, and I believe it was the full moon, and I was with a couple friends, good friends, and we decided that we wanted to create a mushroom ceremony that day for ourselves and really go deep in the energies. So we got some beautiful mushrooms, really beautifully grown mushrooms, and we went outside, we made cacao drinks, and we opened sacred space, we opened ceremony. We set intentions and we drank our mushroom elixirs and then headed down to the beach. And I let my friends know ahead of time. I was like when I'm with mushrooms, like it's a pretty solo journey for me. Like if I just like don't talk to you the whole time and just lie on the beach, like that's like normal. Just don't mind me. And so that's what happened as soon as we got to the beach and I started to feel, my consciousness open up to the magic that happens when you're in an intentionally, crafted plant medicine ceremony. Um, as my like one of the first things I heard was, I think it was the first message I heard was, you're going to let go of business, like business, not my business, but for many years now, I have been teaching about business, divine feminine in business. I've been helping other spiritual women really create their businesses from a really soul aligned foundation, and so they can share their work. And I've been teaching around different aspects of business. And I've been doing quite a few things. It hasn't just been business. A lot of spiritual sort of Blu-ray frequency as well. But for the most part, my focus, my live journeys, my content, my free content, a lot of it, most of it was around spiritual business and sacred business. And at the time when I started doing this, it was really needed. When I started and launched Divine Feminine in business for a while, my flagship program, there was nobody. I didn't see anybody. There was really nobody bringing the priestess path and business together. It was either you signed up for a business course or you signed up for a priestess training. And I just felt like there was a missing piece, a niche, for people like myself who are very feminine in nature, very spiritual in nature, needed to feel deeply of integrity while sharing their businesses with the world. So for me, it felt really needed. I was really excited about it. And for many years, I focused on that. And now what's happening is we're seeing an explosion of spiritual business coaching, spiritual business teachings in the way that I'm telling you, it was not happening 5 years ago like that. So it's interesting that I received that message, letting go, like you're going to let go of teaching about business. And when it came in, I was like, sure, like, nah, it's not going to happen. Like, I don't know, maybe because of attachment I think maybe attachment. So that was the first message that came in. And the second, shortly after, there was this name dropped in and it's like, and you're going to change the name of your business and your temple. And the name at the time that came in was the Dolphin Heart Temple. So it was the Dolphin Heart Temple dropped in, and you're going to let go of business teaching. And I was like, oh, okay, interesting. And then there's a series of other messages and channelings that actually, looking back, were like very pretty, everything was pretty spot on. It was a really powerful ceremony. And yeah, so that's kind of how it started, of just really feeling and becoming aware that there was a shift happening in my work. And looking back, it made sense because 2021, it wasn't as in flow for me for my business. It started at the second half of the year, really around that time, and just before then, maybe a couple months before then, to the end of the year, sharing about business and launching another business coaching program. Even it was a very spiritual business coaching program, it was still focused on supporting people with their businesses. It felt a lot stickier and a lot harder than it usually did. And so looking back, it's like all of this was happening in my consciousness, that I was shifting. I'm just going to also shift how I'm sitting because I'm not so comfy. I was shifting. And that was kind of the first sign consciously that I really became aware of, is like, okay, like something is happening. And I kind of let it go. Like the name, the Dolphin Heart Temple, really stuck with me. I just loved it and I felt it. Um, but I just kind of let it like roll around in my consciousness. I didn't really focus on it too much and just kind of went on with my journey. And I headed to Greece after that, the Greek islands. And yeah, when I was in the Greek islands, by the time I got to Crete, my third month in Greece, and it's really interesting because I was on Crete. And Crete is the land of the Minoans, the ancient Minoans, and this ancient culture that revered the dolphins. And if you go into their temples, they have artwork and frescoes of dolphins. And we don't know too much about that, but from my awareness, my readings, etc., this culture, the Minoans, actually had a conscious relationship with the dolphins and really were friends with the dolphins, and we're in conscious communication with them. Uh, and so on Crete, when I was there, which is where the Minoans live, and I was doing ceremonies to honor the ancestors, I was launching the New Earth Entrepreneur. And this was, very spiritually based business course that I was actually really excited about. And I remember I had so much fear come up when I was launching it. And for me, it's normal to have some fear come up when I'm launching a program. But this was there was something different about it. And actually, I do have a video. I think I put it on YouTube still, because I think it was an IG Live, where I am speaking. I was literally speaking from this place of fear that I was in, and really channeling what the fear was saying, just so other people wouldn't feel so alone. And it was intense. And then literally the next day, after I really honored the fear, really honored the stickiness that's coming up around launching this program and all these fears around being taken care of and all this kind of stuff, the next day I was in meditation. And in this meditation, I was accessing the part of me that just really was so in abundance, was so in love, was so that part of me, and remembering, calling forth the times in my soul's evolution where I remembered who I was a lot more deeply than I currently was. And what I saw was blue light. This blue light came in, and I was like, fuck yeah. I was like, yeah, that's it. I know that. So the blue light came in, and from then on, it was so also to give you a bit of backstory, by that point in my journey, I had already launched a program twice called Medicine Keepers of the Blue Violet Ray. I've been working with Archangel Michael very, very deeply for many, many years, also teaching about Archangel Michael, who works on the blue ray. The blue ray is the ray of the water as well, and of dolphin consciousness. The blue birthing the turquoise, as well of the dolphins. And the dolphins also vibrate with pink and rainbow as well. And that next few days, I was just immersed in remembering the blue and remembering myself as this blue ray being and remembering the mission of the blue. And soon after that, I flew to South Africa. And As South Africa does. South Africa was the place that woke me up first when I was 19. South Africa also really supported this big awakening that was like, you are here to serve the dolphins and whales. And there's a reason everything is being so sticky and there's so much fear coming up, is that this is no longer the path for you. Holding space for a business that is really teaching other women about businesses, like you've had your time doing that. At one point that was in your alignment, and now a truer, deeper part of your path is revealing, and it's Blu-ray, and it's dolphins, and it's whales, and it's the angelic realms, and everything that you've known, everything that you still have held space for, but a little bit more to the side, a little bit more secondary, a little bit more like, yeah, I love that, but I don't know how that could really take the center stage of my work. And so in South Africa, this just totally unfurled. And I was like, yeah, like, I'm changing the name, absolutely. Because Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, at that point, when I received the name Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, I was living in Tofino, Canada. That is where I was settled for about 8 years of my life. And Tofino, if you don't know it, most people don't, it's a small town in Canada. This was where I woke up to the dark goddess, the womb space. And Tofino is, most of the year, it's very cloudy. There's ravens everywhere. It's very mystical. It has a little bit of that like sacred, dark feminine energy. Well, a lot of it. There's orcas swimming around, lots of whales, but lots of orcas swimming around. And I would go walk on the beach at night, one of my favorite things to do, walk under the stars. And it really was like the mermaid moon. It was like the darkness. And I was really sort of coming to terms with, doing shadow work and things like that. So as I'm going through in these last few months, this shift in my business as well, I'm also reflecting on the name Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, because now in my life, I went through my dark goddess awakening period. I'm sure there will be many more. But at this point in my life now, I'm working a lot with solar energies. I'm working more with solar energies than I am with lunar energies right now. As much as I love the moon and I love the night, I love the sacred night, and I love the black womb, and I'm an orca being, that's my brand of my category of dolphin. Like, I'm an orca being, which is the black dolphin, more black than white. So like, I always have that in me, a moon in Scorpio, right? But on my path right now, I'm really valuing the solar energy. And it's not for me just about working with the moon and the lunar energies in the night, the way that it was when I was starting to really operate under the name Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. So the last few months, the work is changing, the really focus on the dolphins and the whales and the Blu-rays is really coming up. I'm recognizing I've left Tofino, I've left that chapter of my life. I'm a little bit more balanced, back then many years ago, I actually I was happy when the sun went down. I just wanted the night. Like, my favorite was night. I was like a little bummed when it's really weird actually. Like, when the sun came up, I was like, I just want night. Like, I was really in like a night energy. So, also recognizing, okay, like, this is a, this is a shift. This is the caterpillar going through the chrysalis and becoming something else and upgrading itself. And at this time in South Africa, where I was living, there were caterpillars everywhere. Like, my house was filled with caterpillars. They got on everything. They got on my sweaters. They got on everything. And they were in chrysalises and they were turning into butterflies. And there was also butterflies everywhere as well. And it was just so funny because nowhere else, my friends that lived down the street, I was like, do you guys have a lot of caterpillars where you're at? They're like, no. And I would like show up to hang out and I would have like a caterpillar here and like a caterpillar there. Like, they're like, whoa. So this really, getting to South Africa, it was like the caterpillar, chrysalis, butterfly transition from Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon to what I had focused on in Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, to really unveiling, going through the chrysalis, letting Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon become that, like, this goo in the chrysalis, letting everything that I'd held space for primarily go into the goo, and then allowing the butterfly to merge. And when I was at the beach, I was feeling into, okay, the Dolphin Heart Temple, is this really the right name for me? And then I was sitting in front of this turquoise waters. The beach there is so beautiful, and I was wearing this pink sweater, and I was in the turquoise and the pink, and I just received this, like, the Dolphin Rose Temple, and I was like, that's it. And to me, the Dolphin Heart Temple and the Dolphin Rose Temple, it's basically the same thing. The heart, the rose is the heart. Like, you know, it means the same thing. But for me, the rose also indicates the rose lineage, the priestess path, and, working into the Magdalene lines and the Isis energies as well. And so, I just felt, okay, it's the Dolphin Rose Temple. And I sat with that for a few more months. And yeah, it's just kind of evolved. Whereas, the last couple weeks, I was like, I'm ready to fully change it over. I'm ready to do it. I'm ready to change the name. I'm ready to step into this new energy where the Dolphin Rose Temple is it's more intentionally set, I guess, because with the Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon, I think for that chapter of my life, I was in alignment because I was praying to be in alignment every day, but I was still really kind of trying things out and finding myself. And I mean, we're always finding ourselves, I guess, but um, as the Dolphin Rose Temple steps forth, it really indicates for me, like, I remember that a massive part of my purpose is to connect humans with the ocean and be a bridge for the oceanic frequencies, especially the divine feminine oceanic Christ frequencies, onto land, and to help humanity remember that the ocean and the ocean's creatures and the ocean's consciousness are always sending us love, are always aware of us, are always celebrating us as family. And humanity has forgotten, where we were in the golden ages of Lemuria and Atlantis. We remembered. We were in and out of the waters. We were with our dolphin and whale brothers and sisters and family. We were in communication with them. We were learning from each other. And the dolphins and whales hold this very high frequency for us. They are clearing the ley lines. They're sending crystalline energy through the grid lines. They're holding so much. The dolphins and the whales have a little bit of different roles, but very much, also very connected as the cetaceans, as their group family. And I'm here to be, because in that mushroom ceremony as well that I spoke of, that these downloads came through, what also came through was, you are an emissary for the dolphins. You're here as an emissary for the dolphins, and you hold the 144 dolphin codes, which I'm still understanding what that means, 144 dolphin codes. So yeah, I mean, since then, it's just been like life, like waking me up to be like, step into this. And, for me, the Dolphin Rose is like, it's also this divine feminine energy, because the dolphins serve the divine feminine. They're very balanced beings, but they're also very divine feminine beings. They serve the divine feminine. They're in the ocean, the mother frequency. And for me, with the divine feminine, I'm committed to the goddess and the path of unconditional love as well. And that's also what I'm here to do, and work with my priestess sisters and the magi and the priest brothers and siblings, to awaken us to the goddess and the divine feminine energy, to help balance out this planet in a big way. So yeah, the Dolphin Rose Temple just feels so much more intentional for me as I've really, woken up, and here I am now in Mozambique, where I'm swimming with the dolphins. Yesterday I swam with the wild dolphins. Tomorrow I'm going out and swimming with the wild dolphins. And I had no intention of doing this. I got to South Africa, and South Africa was like, that's your next move. You're going to Mozambique. You're swimming with the wild dolphins for 2 months. There you go. And that's just blasted open this whole frequency within me. So my life right now is just like frequency moving through, frequency moving through, frequency moving through, dolphins and the rose and more dolphins and the ocean. It's like, all right, great, awesome. So yeah, the Dolphin Rose Temple has now been birthed, and the Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon that was a Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon becoming the goo, going into the chrysalis of the butterfly. So it's the butterfly came from the caterpillar. The Dolphin Rose Temple came from Sisterhood of the Mermaid Moon. It's all a continuum. It's just the evolution. Um, so what I would like to offer you right now is what I did is I actually created 3 guided meditations, which are free for you, because I wanted the Dolphin Rose Temple and the transmission that it carries, that I carry, the Dolphin Rose Temple carries, and we're here to transmit along with my crew, the dolphins and the whales, and your crew as well, because the dolphins are for everybody. They're our family. Um, I wanted to create something that would allow you to feel the frequency of the Dolphin Rose Temple and really invite you into it, because it's for everybody. It's not just mine. It's a transmission for everybody from source through me as unique codes, just like you give me unique codes to help activate and awaken me. And so I wanted to create a transmission, something that would guide you internally to experience the Dolphin Rose codes and the Dolphin Rose energies, which are, I'm calling it, the Oceanic Divine Feminine Christ path. It is this Divine Feminine Christ path, but it's the oceanic energies, it's the oceanic feminine energies coming through. So I have 3 guided meditations for you if you'd like. You can sign up, and there should be a link somewhere around this video, wherever you're watching, Facebook, wherever. If you're on Instagram, the link will be in my bio for those 3 guided meditations. They're called the Dolphin Rose, guided meditations. They're really beautiful. There's 3 of them. And the first one, we meditate with the dolphins, and they're going to activate you into Divine Mother frequencies. They're also going to activate your Pleiadian and your Sirian DNA. So that's a beautiful meditation, and really is going to help you commune more deeply with the dolphins, because they are multidimensional beings. And as nice and magical as it is for us to go to the ocean and swim with the dolphins, for most people that's just not going to be possible. And the dolphins are not only available to people that can swim with them. They're multidimensional, and they're very easily accessible through your heart and through the inner realms. And so you can go meet these dolphins in meditation and receive a healing and an activation from them. The second meditation is a meditation where we go into ancient Greece, which is very dolphin frequency. Ancient Greece and the Greek islands and, Delphi carry the codes of the dolphins really, really deeply, really, really beautifully. And we go into ancient Greece, and we actually bring in the divine feminine archangels. So a lot of people understand the archangels as masculine, because the religions were mostly, I guess, to thank for us knowing about the archangels. But of course, from the patriarchal lensing, we know them as masculine beings, such as Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel, etc. But angels have feminine and masculine energies. They're fractals of source. They come from source. They're messengers of source, because so of course they have feminine and masculine. So Archangel Michael also has a feminine energy that we could call Archaea Faith, or Michaela, Gabriel, Gabriela, Raphael, Rafaela. They're 2 sides of the same coin. And so you can intentionally work with the feminine energies of the archangels, the divine feminine archangels, and you receive a different transmission than if you're working with the balanced, unified energy or the masculine energy of the archangels. It's a really beautiful. The angelic feminine energies are so beautiful. So we're calling those in. We're visiting ancient Egypt. We're bringing in the rose frequencies, and we are meditating with them. So really, really beautiful meditation. And then the third meditation is like, boom, we're bringing the Blu-ray in. It's not just like, wow, Dolphin Rose. It's like, all right, like Archangel Michael's coming in, the Blu-ray's coming in. It's very activating. It's a little more masculine in nature, like that blue lightning. And this is going to align you with your soul's mission, because that's what the Blu-ray does. It aligns you with divine will, and it aligns you with your soul's mission. It is like a warrior blue badass frequency that is going to help you align with what you're here to do. And if if you're inspired by this story, and or like there's any part of you that is like, oh, like I wonder what my unique codes are, and I wonder what I'm really here to do, or maybe what's the next evolution of my journey, like that's so exciting. The Blu-ray, working with the Blu-ray is really going to help reveal that for you, and Archangel Michael. And so I have these guided meditations created for you. There's no guesswork. just go through them. You'll be able to feel the frequencies, receive healing, receive activation. So go ahead and sign up with the link either in my bio or in the description, wherever you're seeing this video. And yeah, thanks so much for listening to my story of the change and the shift. And I am so excited. I'm so excited. There's so much magic. There's so much dolphin magic coming over the next 6 months, year, and beyond of what is being called to birth through me. And it's going to be really exciting. So if you love dolphins, if you love the ocean, if you feel like there's something there for you in that energy, then stick around, hang out with me, because we're going to play together with the dolphins and the whales forever. Thanks for tuning in, and ciao.